Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you all are doing well. Um, I just wanted to shoot a video of some of the stuff I've got. I think I did a video at the start of March, and I've accumulated a good amount of stuff from like mid March till the end here. So I wanted to just put this together and get some things organized and put away. So a bunch of DVDs. I went to the pawn shop that I like to go to before things started getting hectic with the virus, and I stopped in, and it's really hit or miss. I think I had been trying to go on Fridays, like right before the weekends, like right after I would be done work on Friday, and I went one Friday mid March, I think, and found a bunch of movies. Um, I can't remember if I got them for three for $1, or I think when they get like a big influx of movies, they try to make money off them initially, and then if they sit, then they start kind of changing the pricing of like three for $1 type of stuff. But I think I paid 50 cents, which isn't too horrible. I'm not gonna lose sleep for 50 cents a movie, especially if I watch it once. But I got Rocky 3, which completes, well, I know that there were a bunch more beyond Rocky 4, but I just consider Rocky 1 through 4 as being that's it. Um, but wouldn't mind rewatching Rocky 1 and Rocky 4. I feel like it's been a really long time since I've seen 1 and 4. Um, 2 and 3 are not bad, but I don't know. It's just 1 and 4 are really good to watch. Collateral, I never saw before. I know it's pretty easy to find, but I just finally found it in decent shape and just picked it up. My dad always talks about this movie, about how he liked it. I don't know. I just been trying to go after Tom Cruise movies. He's one of the few actors I've been trying to get a good amount of their movies for. Um, Pirates of the Caribbean. I just picked this up because for some reason I couldn't keep track of how many of them there were made, and I just was like, I have my movie database thing, and I just didn't really even bother to check whether I just grabbed it for 50 cents, and then I ended up realizing I have this, but I think the cover's different with the one I have, so I probably might keep this one and then maybe get rid of the other one. I don't even bother. I think I might just even see if my dad wants it, or then just donate it and just let somebody else have it. Um, I realized I didn't have some classic Chris Farley movies, so Black Sheep and then Tommy Boy's another one that I have further down in the list here. Um, but yeah, I mean, I see Tommy Boy a lot, but I just never. I normally buy movies if I can get like a bunch at one time. I don't buy just like one at a time, unless it's something I really don't see that often. Um, like for instance, this was not in the pawn shop. This one I actually got off of eBay, just because I wanted to rewatch it, and I just was getting tired of not ever finding it. If you don't know anything about this movie, this is a really good action fighting movie. I don't want to be specific on how I would describe it. It's so if you ever saw the Dread movie that came out um, about how many years would that have been? About 5 6 years ago. This movie came out the same year that the Dread movie came out, and it's such a similar um, movie storyline. It's ridiculous. Like just going into a slum building and trying to take out a kingpin, which is exactly what the Dread storyline is. And then they just fight through the building to try to take out the drug lord. Um, and it's got some really good like fighting violent scenes, like scenes with like stab wounds and like bullet wounds and stuff. That I used to know a lot more about this movie, but I've forgotten a lot about it since. I mean, I know that there's a second one, and I like the second one a lot too. Um, but I didn't realize this. I think near the end you start recognizing some of his music, but it says Linkin Park's Mike Shinoda did some music for this movie too. Um, but another thing too that if you didn't realize, the main character in this movie or this series, and then the one other guy in this movie, they were they were in the one Star Wars movie, the one whatever the one Star Wars movie was where Han Solo dies. They have just like a small part, but anyway, it's all in English subtitles. You'd have to read to understand what's going on while the whole movie's going on. So somebody that donated was really into horror movies. Well, I shouldn't say donated. Whatever money they got from the pawn shop, they gave the pawn shop these movies. So I have a neighbor that's like a real like movie purist, and he always like talks about how like I'm not worthy enough because I've never seen some of these old Romero, Dawn of the Dead movies. I feel like I think I did sit down and watch. I think if this is the one that the military base, yeah, I think that's this. The one with the military base, I remember trying to sit through and watch, but anyway, I've ended up finding all three of them: Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, and Dawn of the Dead. I can't remember. Please say in the comments if you know if there's more than these three besides the newer. I shouldn't say newer because I forget how many years old it is, but the redone version of this one, I believe, the one in the mall. Anyway, person also had this, and I could tell that they were all coming from the same collection because it was all stacked together in a big pile. The reason why I have a version of this, but the version I have is just real beat up, and this person took real nice care of their stuff. So for 50 cents to trade out what I had for a nicer version, I'll do it. I'll do it all the time. Edward Scissorhands, I'm pretty sure I don't have, so I just figured I'd get it. I can't remember if I've ever really honestly seen this from start to finish. This is a movie I don't see very often. I'm real happy that I could get that for 50 cents. I probably haven't seen this movie in 20 years, but this and like Jaws were like really high up on my list of like I really like to have the ability to watch that again and not have to resort to like finding it like a streaming version of it. And then, like I said, Tommy Boy, which is a great movie. I never saw this before, and Nicolas Cage might be one of my actors that I could maybe track down a few of his movies. I can't say I would like every single one of his movies, but like Gone in 60 Seconds, The Rock, Face Off. I think I have to. Con Air. But besides that, I can't really think of too many other great Nicolas Cage movies. I don't really even know what this movie's about, but I just saw that it had Sam Rockwell, which I like him as well. Alright, so those are the movies. I should have warned you about that. These are the games. Keep them in order. PlayStation 4 games, a good bunch. Hell Warders, I got this off my British website base.com, but I think you can get this at GameStop about the same price. I just remember pre-ordering this because I thought that it wouldn't come over to the United States. But this is a tower defense game. So if you like games like Orcs Must Die is a PC Steam game that I liked years ago. I probably would still enjoy playing it if I would decide to continue replaying it or whatever. Um, but there's just something about tower defense games that are just fun. They're just so simple. My son really liked this. It says rated 16 and up, but it's really not violent. There's a lot of like flaws with this game. It's a very budget. It's a budget title. It was only, I think GameStop has it for 19.99, brand new. Um, it needed to have more money put into it to make it better. Like the animation of like the characters are just real stiff. But it's still really good. Fun game. Um, he likes watching like any type of game that has like knights and just your typical what boys would like. Stuff like with ninjas and stuff like that too. Yeah. So he knew immediately when I showed him this game that this was the Super Nintendo version. He didn't say, "Hey, that's the Super Nintendo version," but he's like, "Hey, I've seen this before." Um, but I forget how I got this. I think I got this off eBay. Just yeah, it was a pre-owned version. Somebody sold it. It wasn't brand new. And oh yeah, it came with like a, what else did it come with? It came with like a, person gave me like the little keychain thing, and just like a little added bonus. I'm assuming, yeah, it's probably from Play Asia. If I was to bet, a couple other games I got off Amazon. Children of Morta, I played a little bit, maybe like an hour. Um, Pretty decent game, top down dungeon crawler type game. $15 was this price off Amazon, 14.99 free shipping. So I figured that was probably pretty good. I know that it came down to about 9.99 at GameStop, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Um, it was I mean I remember seeing it in stores when it was around 29.99. I think it was what it was originally, but I wasn't gonna pay $30 for that. But yeah, if you could find it for $10, I think that would be really good. Mega Man Zero ZX. What did I get this for? This was available and the Switch version was not. I think this was an Amazon purchase, and I think I used credit card points. I don't remember if it came down in price a little bit or not. But it's got, I forget how many games it's got. It's got like at least 5 or 6 games on it, and I was a little disappointed because I was expecting them to be like a little bit touched up as far as the graphics, but some of the ones I played, especially the Zero, for like Mega Man Zero, were just straight up just look like emulation from the Game Boy Advance games, which is kind of disappointing. I probably should have did my research more, but because I have those emulated um, on my one Super Nintendo SNES Classic. But I think I got them. I got this game more for the ZX versions because I was interested in playing those on DS, but then figured I could play it on a newer system. All right, here we go. Little King Story. I got off eBay. I paid like $10 for it. If you keep an eye out for Xseed Wii games, I feel like they are gonna be very valuable. I'm trying to think what. If you look up a few of them, they are already really expensive, and I'm probably just gonna miss out on them. But there's an Xseed game called Fragile Dreams that's really high up in price. I remember that I could have got it off Amazon like probably 6, 7 years ago for less than $15, and now it's pretty high in price. So, a couple of those games that people petitioned for to have them come to North America were Xseed. I think they were printed by Xseed. I think Pandora's Tower might have been Xseed. I can't remember. I'm losing my train of thought. Anyway, this I got within the last few days. I've been playing. My son doesn't really like watching me play it for some reason. He doesn't. He's like not real into this. I like the music in this game. I have the original Ori on. I downloaded it, and then I also have a physical version of it, but I never beat it. I never stuck with it long enough to try to beat it. I got stuck at a point and just got frustrated, but this has been fun so far. Not too aggravating. I found an eBay seller that had brand new copies of this for it was like $21 or 20 or $21. It was crazy, and it just came out for $30, $29.99 I think at retail, but it was still sealed. It wasn't in any way sketchy. I'm not really sure why it was that price, but interesting series. I think it's definitely the two games are worth having an Xbox One, even if that's all you're gonna get. PlayStation 2 game. I just got this today. I've been waiting to just buy this game and not really have to pay too much for it. I paid like less than $6 for this. It was like $5.40 free shipping. And I was really impressed with this because it didn't have any pictures of what it was looking like, but they said it was very good condition, and it is actually. It's got kind of like that feeling that it doesn't have like that grimy feeling that sometimes PlayStation 2 games have, if you know what I mean. Like it's feels like it was taken care of. But I don't really know too much about it. I do know that it's an action RPG. I bought the PlayStation 1 Star Ocean game a few months back, so I need to kind of understand that series a little bit better. And then today, I got this in the mail. Bought this like 2 weeks ago. This is my first game I got from this company. I've kept my eye on their stuff, but I just have never been impressed with the things they've released. I always just felt like they were always getting the scraps of what Limited Run just didn't want. But this was a game that I was interested in. This is a twin stick shooter called Assault Android Cactus. Who knows what the heck the name is about, but I did do a little bit of homework on it, and it does look like it would be fun. And I think it reviewed pretty well, so I'm a sucker for twin stick shooters. Those are just something that I can get pulled into and really enjoy.